Welcome to my channel. This is Mario Lloyd, also known as Real Estate Guru PK. On this channel, we talk about my real estate endeavors. We also have the top real estate producers and the top entrepreneurs in the country. Be sure to click the link below with Justin P. with his Support Black Colleges marketing course. Also with Jason White's Crack the Code affiliate link, click that below as well. Also to support the channel, Webull, M1 Finance, Chase, Discover, Robinhood, and Public, a stock trading app. We hope you enjoyed this episode. This is Real Estate Guru PK signing out. Welcome to the episode. We got a special guest. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Real good.
Good.
So you're from Virginia?
Originally, yeah. But it's been a long time since I've lived in Virginia. So I'm born in Virginia, lived in Atlanta 10 years. I actually moved here for 3. I moved back to Atlanta and then moved back to Houston.
Why you moved back? Why you did that?
Because, when I came here, it was like in the middle of the pandemic. And so I didn't know Houston was open like Atlanta was open. I didn't know. So I was in the house by myself for like a year. And I was like, I don't know, I got to get back and be around family because a lot of my family is in Atlanta. So I moved back. And then I was in Atlanta one day and I was like, this is why I left the A. I just don't, I love to visit Atlanta, but, hanging out, I don't know. I just like the vibes here in Houston, so.
What's one word you would use to describe Atlanta?
Oh, you want to know? Very pretentious, I would say. I use that word all the time. I just feel like in Atlanta, the energy, and it's because of a lot of the stuff that's taking place. You got a lot of reality stars, a lot of movies there. So everybody wants to be a celebrity. Everybody's famous. Everybody's, you know what I mean? And so for me, I'm pretty chill and laid back. Like I don't feel like I don't want to have to buy certain things to prove that I am worthy of being in a circle. And so I just was like, let me just get into a space, not to say everybody's like that, because everybody in the A is not, but I wanted to be in a space where I could just feel comfortable, I guess, and be away from kind of like what I dealt with for 10 years. So it was easy for me to move here because I don't know a lot of people and I could just be focused on business instead of focused on looking like business, if that makes sense.
We didn't even get like your name and what do you do and all this stuff. So we go right into the meat of the page. You hate Atlanta, we know that.
No,
okay.
I don't hate it. But yeah, my name is Taria, like Maria. So it's not spelled that way, but Taria VISIONAVANT. And I work with speakers and coaches. For several years, I helped people to become authors. And then in 2019, I started realizing there's a lot of authors not making money. So I transitioned into showing authors how to be profitable and leverage their books. So my goal is showing authors how to get to $10,000 a month working 2 to 4 hours a day.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to maybe write a biography of myself, what steps would I need to take to get that book published?
So I don't teach people to write biographies.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Okay, so not to be disrespectful, I don't want to, but I will use me as an example.
Okay.
Many people are not looking up my life story yet. Right. So I would say, like, if you walk into the room and 5,000 and everybody doesn't know who you are, it's not time to write the bio, which sounds weird, right? Because you're like, well, I write the bio so everybody can learn who I am. But think about it. Who do we buy biographies from? Celebrities or, very well-known people. And also, think about it like this. You haven't even lived the best parts of your life. So what most people are looking for, or where I teach, is the self-help space, right? So I always say, pretend like everybody you meet has a big sign on their head that says, but how you gonna help me? And so that's what I teach, like something that you do Airbnbs. That's what people are wanting to know. How can I build a business in the Airbnb space? Or if you want to call it short-term rental space, or however you would like to position it. Now, in that process, you still tell your story, but you're more so writing about something that more people would be interested in learning about in regards to making money.
That makes a lot of sense.
What were you thinking about? You were thinking about writing a book or something?
No, I was just curious as far as the publishing aspect of it, I guess. So if I did the Airbnb thing, what steps would I need to take to publish that?
So it's not as hard as most people think, like honestly, and that's why I transitioned from really helping people to write books, which, by the way, I've helped more than 6,000 plus. So a girl's been busy to become authors. But it's not hard to write a book. It's really just creating the foundation is the hard part. So let's just say, for example, with you, right? Let's just use short-term rentals just because you don't really own the Airbnb name. And we don't know where Airbnb might be 5 to 10 years from now, right? So you might write a book about how to make money renting out whatever, right? So it could be one chapter, you'd make it on, apartments, maybe another chapter on houses, another chapter on cars, another chapter on jewelry, because that's a thing, another chapter on bags. And so you could call the book like Rent It. So all you do is make your first 7 chapters and then create content. And it's easy, right?
That was actually fire. That was a gem.
Yeah. Listen. And so, and I always say like 7 or 10 chapters, that's all you need. People don't want to read 300-page books. In fact, most people may not even read the whole book. So if you write a book where it's easy to read, think about it. If you've ever read a book from beginning to end, you feel good about yourself. So now you help people feel good about themselves. And then they like, you know what? I'm about to hit you up. I want to learn a little bit more about how to actually get into this Airbnb space.
That was great. That was good.
Thank you.
How many mentees you got?
I don't have, so there, this is a good question. This is a good question. I just did a live talking about the difference between a mentor and a coach. So a mentor for me is someone who has the life that I desire. Let's just say maybe a married woman who's running a full-time business, maybe she got kids. Like if that's something I would aspire, I would have that person to mentor me, because a mentor mentors you in all areas of your life for the most part. They know about your kids, ups, downs, goods, bad, right? So I don't mentor anybody right now. Typically, if I mentored someone, it'd probably be someone like, younger, maybe college student. But coaching clients, I have worked with thousands of people through the years. I've been coaching since 2009, just in different areas. Currently, right now, I probably have about 100 people that are enrolled into my Book Profits Club program, but I've helped more than 6,000 people to become authors. And we do it in different ways, from collaboration books to I've helped people launch publishing companies, things of that nature. So I ain't nobody mentor, right? So I always tell people, do not call me that, because I don't help you about, your relationships. I don't help you about your finance. I don't help you about that. I more so help you in the coaching space of learning how to leverage a book to build a business. And so that's kind of like where I stay my lane.
And they can come to you at any level?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, my particular audience, though, or what would you say, target audience, would be speakers or people that want to be speakers or people who want to coach. Because, again, I work in the self-help space. And another thing I think that's important when it comes to coaching is, are you coaching that of what you're doing? So I don't teach people nothing that I don't do.
Right.
Everything that I coach on is something that I've done. I've never written a memoir or a biography. Do we say like you can't have success with it? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I never did it, so I can't teach you that. Right. So you could be at any level. It's just if you want to be a speaker and a coach, it's going to be better for you, because that's how I'm going to show you how to get the bag.
Do you feel like the people that are like teaching people stuff that they don't do themselves, you feel like they fraud for that?
That's like the definition of a fraud.
The fugazi of it all. Okay. Do y'all say fugazi out here in Texas? Okay, fugazi. Yeah. Listen, that ain't my business. I'm gonna say that. That's as much as I'm gonna say. That's not my business. Are there people who probably do it? Yeah. But I feel like as a client, it is your responsibility before you give somebody your money that you need to do your proper research.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you should only be mad at yourself that you invested in someone who knows how to sell instead of really doing the work.
That's a lot of people, right?
And it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
That's where we go back to even just the dressing yourself up to look
the part.
The part. I don't care about what you look like. I just want to know, because I'm going to ask you, let me really see if this person knows what they're talking about. And so, if you want to look the part, that's cool too, because keep it in mind. Some people do invest into people so that they can be in the circle and look the part. And let's just be honest, some circles actually can pay you too. Like just being in the right circles.
Yeah. That's facts.
So it's not, what do you really want out of it?
Okay.
Yeah.
So how'd you start the whole coaching thing? Did you see somebody else doing it? Like, I want to do that. Because you seem like you're passionate about it.
I am very much. I've always been bossy. No, for real.
So, I mean, I don't know. I get like teacher vibes. Were you an ex-teacher or something?
No, never. But when I was a little girl, I was bossy. Yeah. No, for real. Like, it was my personality. Always was the one trying to tell somebody how to do something. So I feel like, I'm being silly, but the truth is, yes, I've always been kind of bossy. I just had to learn how to create it in a way that is profitable and not putting myself onto it. So, literally, as long as I could think, like, if I knew how to do something, something and I felt like I could show you how to do it, I was always trying to show someone how to do it. So now it's like, and this is the thing. So I believe that God has given us all different type of skill sets, right? Some people are really good at teaching. Some people are good at networking. You got people that are good at coming in the room and just lighting it up, right? You have some people who are good at service. There's some people, they don't want to be on the spotlight. They just want to come help behind the scenes. And so for me, education was something I know that God gave me as a gift. The vehicle that I use right now is just simply authors and showing them how to leverage their books. But I think, you know, as long as God continues to have me with a voice, some ears, a way to learn, I'm going to teach something.
What was that one person that you like, that's what I want to do?
That shifted? Well,
was there something about you saw? Did you see a motivational speaker?
Well, let me tell you why I decided to do books. So my story is I've always aspired to be an entrepreneur as well. In fact, the first person that I ever met that was quote unquote like an entrepreneur, Black guy from Virginia. He had a Mercedes. And the part of Virginia I'm from, a lot of people didn't really have nice cars. Like if you had a nice car, you was either a dope boy, you was an athlete, or the few couple of musicians that we had from Virginia, like Timberland, Missy, like we had a few. And he pulled up in his Mercedes and he told me he was a bail's bondsman. So he was like the first person to really, where I could see like, I didn't have to be like because I mean, females, if you wanted to have the money, you pretty much were probably a kept girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be honest, right? So, because I wasn't selling no dope, or if I was, you know, back in the day, they would do other stuff. I don't know nothing about that. But, but like, I was finally seeing someone where I was like, dang, like, this is something that I could possibly do. And that's what gave me my itch to not want to work a job, but more so have the opportunity to be an entrepreneur. So I became a bondsman. And that lasted for a very short while. That is a stressful.
I was about to say, that sounds like, okay, where the hell Tyrone at?
Yo, like I had the one time, the one person did not go to court, and I had to convince her. Well, I mean, I was able to call her, and I had to convince her
to go to court.
To go, like, listen, just go. I'm gonna come and get you. I promise. Did not.
You didn't do like the bounty hunt with the
I was like, because the bounty
mace
hunter,
and all that stuff.
Yeah, if you gotta, first of all, either you go get him yourself, or if you hire a bounty hunter, you end up you lose the whole money that you made. So it's like, it's pointless and it's stressful. So I was like, and then I was young. So everybody kept getting locked up when I'm in the club. You know, I'm trying to have, you know, my young life, have a good time. So this wasn't for me. So I've tried so much stuff, vacuum cleaners. I've sold knives. I've gone door to door. One time we was doing door to door phone services. Like they would take us to the hood and we would just in a bus, everybody get out, let's go sell some phones, right? It was crazy. But I was killing it, though. Yeah. And I mean, I've just always aspired to be able to make my own money. Now, what happened was, like, you know how like you try to make something work and eventually just like, all right, let me just get a job. So I got a job. And I was working in Virginia. I went to school, actually, Hampton University. I got a degree, computer science. Thank you very much.
Computer science?
Yeah, that's where my love for technology comes from. So I'm a little bit of a little nerd on the way.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I took a couple of courses and
really?
I dropped them.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I dropped them.
Yeah, I have an addiction for like buying up softwares and stuff too. Like I love it. But anyways, I got complacent. I stopped really trying to do the entrepreneur thing. They told me, you know, get a good job. I was making $26,000 a year with this degree. And things changed for me when my father, that's the reason why I even got the degree, he was diagnosed with cancer. So when he went through this process, he lived 7 more months after the diagnosis. And I watched a man who I looked at like Superman, you know, who I aspired to be like. And he's just telling me stories where I'm realizing like he didn't do everything that he wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like probably get into a place of complacency like I had just done. And I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just wasn't getting the success that I wanted. And at that moment when my father passed, he had insurance. And this is what's funny. I used to be ashamed to tell people I just came into money. I came into some money because my dad had insurance and he took care of me. And I moved to Atlanta. That's when I moved to the A to start my journey of entrepreneurship. But because I had this cushion, I didn't necessarily have to work a job. But I wasn't having success. I was doing web design for this club promoter in Atlanta. And then he introduced me to this girl who who was in network marketing. So y'all know network marketing is what they call like the pyramid.
Who was the girl?
I'm not gonna name her name.
Okay.
Because we don't give her nothing. I'll tell y'all afterwards. I don't really fool with her like that. So, anyways, she inspired me to get into the industry. And I had become a 6-figure earner in that company. And then I decided to get into another company that was big here in Texas. It was a coffee company, Organic Gold. I don't know if you ever.
No.
Okay, y'all probably not in the network marketing world. It's really like, it's funny because the industry is small, but you can make a lot of money. So I came into that company, became a top earner. And let me tell you what happened. So this, I'm getting to the book. So I became a top earner, right? And in the industry, you know, network marketing is kind of like with the Mary Kay, stuff like that, where you got to recruit people, right? So anyways, I finally now hit this level of success at the company. I'm like, all right, I'm about to, you know, start meeting with some official people like lawyers and doctors because I'm about that life. You know, I'm getting money. They got to respect me. So I sit down with this guy who's a lawyer. And I had met him when I first moved to Atlanta when I was going to networking events. And long story short, he told me he was engaged, just made partnered his law firm. And he's like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm selling coffee. And he was like, what? You got your own coffee business? I was like, well, you know, I'm a distributor. And when I told him and he realized it was network marketing, he was like, it was like he was ready to go. I was like, I know he's not trying to play me. Mind you, at that point, at that moment, I'm making like $40,000 a month.
Yeah.
Easily.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and I was just,
what year was this?
This was 2000 and maybe 12, 13.
Okay.
I'm making like $40,000 a month.
Okay.
And I'm like, now I know he's not trying to play me. I'll probably make more money than him. But I realized at that moment that no, it don't matter. It's a large population who don't see network marketing as real business. So I had already been to a workshop that was talking about being an author. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write a book. I wrote the book, y'all, and I wrote it in 30 days. Just a success book. It was at the time, it was called A Vision of Freedom. I wrote the book, and immediately I started real estate organizations like, can you come and speak about goal setting? I had a bridal organization want me to do vision board stuff. And I was like, what? So at that moment, I was like, okay, this is popping because I'm an author, it's like immediately people see me as the expert. I don't even have to lead with the fact I'm in a coffee business anymore. Being the author is like being, I mean, no disrespect to my doctors, but doggone near, like, you can start, you know what I'm saying? You can prescribe success because you are an author. People like, what? You an author? Like, nobody questions if you really know what you're talking about in the book. Think about it. Like, y'all know Steve Harvey wrote that book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. He didn't write that. I
was about to say, supposedly wrote it.
It was ghostwritten. He said it. It was, but because he wrote that book, it all of a sudden made him this relationship expert.
He stamped it, though. He stamped the book.
He stamped, But
I feel like,
You see what I'm saying? The book made him the expert now.
And like the whole Trump thing, he didn't write the Art of the Deal?
Yeah, he probably don't even, I don't know.
They said it was a good book too, and they said, but he didn't write it.
Yeah, most of these people don't write their books. Most of them are ghostwritten. So, but I wrote mine. Okay, I wrote mine. And
you sure it wasn't AI? No,
that wasn't
out there. AI back then.
That wasn't out there.
No,
yeah,
I'm kidding. I was going to ask you about
people
that.
Well, I can tell you about how I feel about that. But yeah, so I mean, that was where I was like, okay, this is dope. And I had gotten to the space where I was kind of tired of the industry of network marketing, and I was like, I got to do something. And a job ain't gonna pay me the type of money that I'm making, so I started coaching. Now, when we talk about, are there people who've inspired me along the way? Yes. I mean, so many people from, if we were talking about in the coaching space, from the Lisa Nichols, even Les Brown, even though he didn't really push
I could not think of the
coaching.
name.
Yep, Les Brown.
Yeah.
There was a woman named Lisa Sasevich. And she's a business coach. She don't even got no big following. This lady is a multimillionaire. You go to her conferences, them people be up like, go to every one of their conferences. They spend $30,000, $40,000 a year to work with her and more. And she ain't even no big major influencer, but she's killing it in the coaching industry. Like the information industry right now, y'all, I'm telling you, people will spend money to learn how to do something. But the thing is, you actually have to know how to teach it. So I always tell people, like, do it in an area that you know. And you don't have, like, the thing is, everybody think like you got to do what everybody else doing, and you don't. It's people right now that would like to know, how can I come in and learn how to decorate my own studio? Simple as, and they will pay you money. to teach them how to create a studio for the low. You see what I'm saying? So information is an incredible place to be in right now.
Just got to know how to organize it.
That's the thing.
What's your favorite genre?
Of book?
No, artists, like music.
Oh, my favorite music. Ooh. It's like a conglomerate. I like a lot of stuff. I like Christian rock. Gospel is nice, but it made me cry all the time. So I like something that's gonna keep me up. But of course, I like rap, R&B. But I'm a soul girl. Like I love to go listen to live music out here in Texas too. Like any kind of R&B soul. I can't really sing, but you will hear me singing because I love to sing and dance.
How you feel about like who's your favorite artist?
I don't really have a favorite artist, I wouldn't say.
Well, how you feel about like Usher, like he doesn't write his own music? How you feel about that?
I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as he can sing it. Yeah,
I think about it if you're a rapper.
I think it's different with rappers. Yeah, because with singers, you're not really singing about what you're doing on a daily basis. You're making love with your songs. Yeah. But to me, rappers, when you rap about something that you really not living, that's corny.
Yeah, it is.
That's real corny. So... yeah, I don't know. I don't even listen to a lot of the music today. Like I'm from the East Coast, so I'm a Jay-Z girl. Jay-Z. You know, like I listen to all Jay-Z old stuff.
So what are your thoughts about rap today? Is it different? I mean, because I'm a little younger.
It's changed.
I always said I never wanted to sound like my parents. Like this music today is a mess. Yeah. But you know, like I don't really listen to it too much. It sounds all of it sounds very similar. It's like every song to me sounds the same.
Pound Town.
Yeah,
and then, Pound Town.
And then, now, what I will tell you about this, so like how I saw some lady that was really mad that her daughter, this little girl was reciting the Pound Town song. Listen, we had songs back in the day too that was nasty.
12 play?
Yeah, 12 play, Red Light Special.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wait a minute.
Nita Howard.
Any Luke song. Yeah, Nita Howard. So... I feel like that has to do with parenting. So my pops, he heard me listen. We had to sneak to listen to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, what is this? Cut this off. So I feel like that's a parenting thing. But like the music today, it's just this age. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't really listen to a lot of it though.
Do you have kids?
I do not.
Okay, so would you allow them to listen to Pound Town?
No. Okay. If you came in the house reciting a Pound Town, you're going to have to sneak. Now, I'm not naive to think they probably wouldn't sneak to listen to it.
Right, but you're not allowing it.
Right. You're going to be listening to some of this Christian rock. You're going to know them songs. Right. I like motivation. If anything, I don't even listen to a lot of music, to be quite honest. Yeah. The music is very, people don't understand that what you listen to consistently programs you.
Man, I be telling my friends that all the time.
So you got to be careful with a lot of this music. Like it can program you into thinking certain things. So I listen to a lot of like more motivational speakers, and like I go to YouTube and just type morning motivation and I'm listening to whatever's
you get like kind of burnt out from that. Like I was doing that all the time, and then I don't know. I feel like if like your brain is either logical or emotional, and when you get too logical, then you start to lose that emotional side. So I started listening to more music because I used to listen to music all the time. Then I went to all this motivational stuff, and I had to be constantly learning.
Oh yeah, and you gotta be careful with that too.
Too much anxiety because your mind's always thinking. So then I was like, oh, I need to start listening to more music now.
Well, that's when I go back to like some R&B or just
yeah.
And then again, Christian rock. I think that's probably like my favorite genre.
Do you plan on having kids?
Do I want to have kids?
Are you going to?
Planning? I'm not one who is pressured into feeling like I have to have a child. I never honestly, I'm 42, so I don't mind sharing my age. But so I'm almost at that ticking time.
Okay.
But in my 20s, I didn't want no children. I didn't even want to be married in my 20s. And so it was in my late 30s is when I thought I found my husband.
What'd he do? No, I'm just kidding.
I ain't gonna trash him, but we were together for a significant amount of time.
Were y'all engaged? Y'all was engaged?
No. So that was the problem. So we were together for 5 years, and at that point,
we were just talking about that.
I was like, But he would, that's the thing, manipulation. Yeah, he would say like, just let me get to this point and then I'm going to be ready to get married. Yeah. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I will deal with it, right? Boo-boo the fool. Ladies, where I'm talking to, don't listen. Okay, so
I say anyway, what's the limit? Like, I say 2 years.
At this point, yeah.
I say 2 years. Like, if you can't figure it out in 2 years, like, well, a year, 2 years, then
But yeah, I mean, when you really, I had never been in love like that before. So it was like.
Well, was he older than you or younger than you?
He's a year younger than me. Okay. So we're the same age.
So if you could go back in time, you would leave after a year instead of wasting 5.
Of course. I mean,
listen.
Unless you learned something that you just.
I did not learn nothing.
You did it again? Oh, damn.
We're friends now, though. Yeah. We're cool. But it's like, I mean.
Did he try to get you back or no?
I mean, he might be married.
Well, no, he's not married. Well, he did get married.
Oh,
he actually did. That's and then they divorced.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we're friends. So, I feel like a man, if you're going to let him get an opportunity to do whatever, but not date, sexually, he going to try. But I've just made a decision at that point when I came back. Because I mean, it was like during that time when I finally made a decision, like, listen, if we're not going to be like, getting engaged, I'm done. That's when the boo-boo hit the fan. It was like everything was happening in my life. I mean, I went through some really, really tough times, like around the end of that.
Wow.
I lost a friend from cancer. My grandmother passed away. My organization and my home-based business was crumbling. It was a lot, y'all. And so it was like, my life was like bloop, 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 bloop. So, I mean, he contributed to that, but it was a whole lot of stuff that was happening. But I even still today, like all that other stuff I went through, I feel like that is what made me who I am today. But I would like, if knowing what I know today, I would have definitely let him go after a year. Cause I'm the type where I don't know how to be like dating multiple people. I'm very focused. So when I find someone I like, even today, it's hard for me. So I just be like, I don't even got time to date. Because if I find one person, then I'm going to be locked in. So let me just focus on getting to the milli. Because I want to get to $1 million a year. We haven't did it yet, but we're getting closer and closer.
Well, back to dating, are you cool with like going to Cheesecake Factory? Or
God. Let me tell you something. First of all, I don't even think that was real. Because she had the nerve.
That was real.
Because she had the nerve. She looked like she eats at the cheesecake. Like, Miss Ma'am.
She looked like she eats at the cheesecake.
Like, Miss Ma'am, cut it out. Like, you probably. And he was saying, first of all, from what I heard, she was an hour late.
Yeah.
He scheduled it at a really nice restaurant. She was so late, he had to cancel the arrangements. So he was like, hey, this is the best I can do because you were late.
Yeah.
And then she started putting them on live. Then she was trying to put them on blast, on record.
See, that was
happened?
Terrible. It was definitely a setback for Black women. I was just God.
What, she stood him up because they went to Cheesecake?
She was he planned a nice restaurant, like nice outing.
Nice
dressed up. She was an hour late getting dressed. So he had to cancel the arrangements. So the best he could do was a Cheesecake Factory. And then she tried to put him on blast. She starts recording. She goes live. He's about to open up her door and she starts recording. He's like, hold on. Like, what you doing?
Yeah, no, that was a clown. That was a clown move. I don't care. Like, for me,
is that horrible?
No.
That's what I was like,
I mean,
like
every meal ain't got to be Red Lobster. Sorry, I know that's a bad example.
Cheesecake is better than Red Lobster.
I know,
it's way better than Red Lobster.
I'm acting ghetto.
Red Lobster
sorry, my ghetto vibes are coming.
Like Olive Garden. I would listen, but I'm the type of girl. First of all, I take myself to eat at Steak 48 by myself.
Yeah.
But I'm never above it to where I'm like, I'm about to judge you based on where we go. Okay. So I'm chill. I will pay attention to certain things like, did you tip the waitress? Like stuff like that kind of turns me off. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or are you rude to the person that's serving us or even the staff? Like stuff like that is more important than where we go. Because I've even dated someone who, it gets harder to find men that earn the kind of income.
I was going to just ask you that. Yeah. She like asking that question, but I was going to ask you that. I feel like the more successful you as a woman, it just gets harder.
It does.
It gets 10 times harder because you want somebody as equally yoked, right? Mm-hmm. And you want somebody that's going to either be at your level or bring above
something. Yeah.
And so I feel like it's like 10 times harder.
If you use finances to be the definition of yoked.
There you go. That's what yeah. There you go.
So, so when I broke up with him and then I started dating another guy who was just an incredible guy, he made less than me. But when him being with me, he was very smart though, but it was like him being and seeing like how I was living, it like made him want to step his game up.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say,
I never clowned him though. Like never.
I thought he was gonna get intimidated.
Now that ended up being one of the challenges though, because he was like, he's a corporate guy. So he would always like say stuff like, well, some of us gotta work. Oh. Now that used to get on my nerves.
Yeah.
But I do know that us being together was something that helped him to be like, I gotta step my game up. And he did. I mean, and he's still such a great catch. He does not make more than me right now. But I just can't deal with somebody who is intimidated by that.
So you feel like he was intimidated by you?
Oh yeah, he would talk about it all the time, every time.
Passive aggressive comments.
Like if I call him in the middle of the day because I just want to talk real quick, he'd be like,
I'm at work.
I'm working. Like with an attitude.
Yeah.
Bruh, I know you be on the phone all day. Like cut it out. Stop. Because I don't want to say what he do because then he gonna know I'm talking. If he watch this. He be watching me on the gram. But
how much was he making?
Oh.
Well, at the time, let me think. Maybe around that time I might have been making maybe like 200,000.
That's how much he was making?
No, how was he making?
Oh, no, okay.
Well, I don't know what he was making.
Oh, okay.
But he wasn't making 200,000.
No, he wasn't making 200,000.
Yeah. Okay. He wasn't making 200,000.
What's the least would you take from a guy making?
Yeah, I mean,
I would never ask a man how much he makes. So
like, what if he making 40K?
That's not my business.
No, I mean, it would be your business if you're going out to like Olive Garden. You're wondering why. But like,
listen, okay, so this is where we go back to the question of the yoke. Because, okay, well, for example, like even with him, he decided to take he ended up getting to 6 figures, but then he took a job doing something he was more passionate about. Oh. But if he stays the course, his life is going to get better. Things are going to change. So that was inspiring to me. Mm-hmm. I don't ask a man what he makes, but I can tell what his mindset is through conversation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I feel like, let's be honest, the right woman with the right man,
there you go.
You guys can elevate each other.
Correct.
There you go.
So to me, the question of being equally yoked, because, well, I have a theory. Money is made by man. Money, like credit card, paper money. Time, though, wisdom, knowledge, that's given to us by God. And you can't really put those on a scale next to each other. So if I get someone who I feel like has wisdom, who is interested in growing in knowledge and growing in space, listen, we could do a lot together versus someone and then also dating a man who makes a certain kind of income, it could be difficult with that too, because they already set in their ways, or they might be out here with a whole lot of women, and I'm not going to do all of that.
Hold up.
So,
facts.
What's your question? Does they have to be a certain race?
Certain what?
Certain race.
Yes.
Barry always asks, it's got to be a black man.
You got to be black.
You got to be a black man.
You got to have some black in them
somewhere. Oh, my goodness. I tell you, black women are so loyal.
And black men are not.
They're starting to be a lot less loyal with the, like, going out with probably other races and stuff like that.
I mean, black adjacent. Can we call it that? I'm a black adjacent type. Like, you have to understand my struggles, though.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, I did date this one guy he was mixed.
Oh, he was mixed?
But that's still black, but he was like, his mom was white. So he acted more, to me, Caucasian-ish. And I would be like, having a conversation with him about just something like, let me tell you what this white guy did. And I'm like, oh, my bad. And he's like, it's okay, it's cool. But I feel like a lot of times in conversation, the relatability is different. I don't know. I just rather be with somebody who can relate a little bit to the struggles that I have as a black woman. Because let's just be honest, we have them.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. And it's nothing better. I mean, it's nothing sexier to me to see a black man get up in this world and face those adversities and to have the backing of a black woman. What is better?
I think it's beautiful. The only thing is the pool is small.
It's small.
I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, I feel for like, you know, I got a daughter now, like she's really, really successful. It's going to be harder. Or like you see women that are real. I saw a lady in church today who was like 6'3", and I'm like, she's a pretty woman, but how many other guys are 6'3" or 6 feet tall?
Yeah.
So it's like your pool of men gets smaller, literally.
Do you have you got a bias on height, or it don't matter?
Oh, don't tell me it's 6 feet. No. 6 figures. 6 feet, 6 figures. 6 inches.
I don't know. You know what? I won't say that is a game, like a deal breaker.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
Can he be 5'5"?
I would prefer he be 5'5" at least.
At least 5'5".
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So like Tory Laneish, like 5'4".
But he's little too, so he's like a skinny. Like he feels smaller than me. Yeah, I don't know. Like you got to be at least a little thicker than me or something. Yeah, I need to feel protected. Okay. But yeah, height is not like the biggest issue. Again, for me, it's more so. I'm older now, so things have shifted a little bit. I really want someone that I can be like a friend, but not a girlfriend too. That's another thing. You know how some women say, I want somebody that's like my best friend, my girlfriend. No, because some stuff that I talk to a man, he's not gonna want to hear about. No. Let me tell you what whatchamacallit did, and if he be like, "What'd she do?" I'm gonna be like, "You're not the home girl, okay?" Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just really want someone that we can grow together. We can do some great things. I love to travel, so that's another reason why I like children right now. I don't know. I mean, if God did see fit for me to be a mother at this age, then that would be a blessing. But I want to travel. I like to travel the world. I got passports.
Would you? I mean, I feel like if you got all this, you know, you got money, just go freeze the eggs, be like,
So that's the thing. So to get into more medical terminology, I'm too old technically to freeze eggs.
Really?
There are some women who would do it at this age, but yeah. I mean, they would prefer, because right now, if I was to have a child, they call it something.
Geriatric pregnancy.
Yeah.
But that's after 35.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why I know that.
I'm
35. Didn't Hallie just have a baby at like 40?
Yeah,
well, she probably had her eggs frozen.
No, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these people, like my aunt, she just had a baby and she's like in her 50s.
And who wants to be 50 and having a child?
She's like 55, and I was like, that was not natural. And my cousin was like, yeah, it wasn't natural.
I'm not, listen, that's another thing. Do I really want to be that old?
I mean, she has one.
If I don't have no kid within the next couple of years, I'm good.
Like, adopt somebody, like, you're going to take care of me. When
Are you cool with him having kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How many is the limit?
Mama ain't.
How many is the limit?
Like 2, I think is a good number.
I think once you get in the 30s.
2 kids or 2 baby mamas?
2 kids.
Oh, okay.
I would prefer. Listen, I mean, sometimes you make a mistake, but yeah, I mean, because one time I dated a guy, he had 3, and I just thought that was a little bit too much.
Whoa.
Yeah, 3 was a lot.
Well, I mean, if they're grown, like,
if they're adults.
Like now, I see like people are my age, they got grandkids.
Yeah, definitely have grandkids. I wouldn't mind even younger children, because then I could be like kind of like the second mom.
Yeah,
which I'm cool with. Mm-hmm. I've thought about that.
So if somebody wanted to write a book right now, what are 5 tips you could give them to starting?
Well, first you want to identify like what is it that you know how to do without thinking, and don't overcomplicate it. I mean, do you know how to make $20 stretch to a full week of food? Because you could write a book about stretching money, you know, how to stretch your money. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't overcomplicate it. So you figure out what's going to be something that you can do without thinking. And then you want to research it to see if people are actually searching for it. Like I always use this example of like, maybe you're someone who really knows how to tap into happiness, right? Because it's a lot of upset and depressed people today. If you go and Google how to be happy, you'll probably find 1 billion+ results. So literally every day people are on Google asking how to be happy. You can write a book about happiness. And so make sure that what you want to write about is something that people are also searching for. I would say that's number 2. Number 3, like get it done. Stop making excuses. Tomorrow is not promised. Just sit down, create 7 chapters or 10. I recommend either 7 or 10, nothing beyond that. And the 7 chapters would be steps. So make it easy. So how to be happy, if you don't know it, this is where AI can come into place. I do not believe in using AI to write the whole book, but you can say, like ChatGPT, what are 10 steps to being happiness? And then it'll give you some steps and you say, okay, I like this one, I like that one, I like that one, I like that. And you take the ones you like and then you make your 7 chapters, right? Make it simple, make it easy to read as well. Then you take your 7 or 10 and turn them into 4 to 6. So this is number 4. 4 to 6 sub-chapters. So let's say one of the tips of how to be happy is surround yourself with good people, right? So that's one of the chapters, your circle. Well, maybe you can make it, okay, your friendships, your family ships, your relationships. You could talk, your relationship and even your relationships with people that you work with. So that's how you can kind of identify like who you should be around. So that could be how you turn one of the chapters into the subchapter. And then the 5th thing is once you create your subchapters, then you want to write. If you could type fast, I'm a pretty fast typer. So I say type for 5 minutes. You turn that subchapter into a question like why or what are the type relationships that you should focus on in your family? And so you answer that question for like 5 minutes typing. If you can voice it, which that's what I do, you just record yourself answering based on what you've experienced, based on what you know, what your answer would be for that. Like for me, I don't believe that just because someone is your family that they have to be in your life. You can have people that are blood that can tear down your happiness because they're not happy. So I might talk about that or even talk about a situation or a story. So that's it. And then now you got to get, of course, an editor to edit the grammar, but so now AI can do it. You can literally take your whole book that you've typed up and put it in AI and say, edit this for grammar and punctuation. And it will edit the whole thing. And then you hire someone to resize it and all of that. We have a cover designer that we typically refer people to. By the way, if anybody wants any of the referrals, I got them for free. I don't charge because I don't do book writing anymore. I show people how to make money. So now beyond that, you got to think about how do you plan to use this book? And I always say the biggest mistakes that authors make is they write a book to sell the book versus writing a book to sell. To make $10,000 a month, if you're not selling your book on Amazon, which that's another conversation because everybody think that's where you need to go. If you're not selling and you're selling it on your own website, you would have to sell 667 books every single month to make $10,000.
At what price? What price would that be?
$20 plus a $4.99 shipping and handling. Okay. On average, the book is going to cost you about $5 or so or less to print, and then you got to pay money for shipping. So I always say from that $25, just round up, take $10 and put that to the side to pay for the printing and shipping. And then $15 is your profit. So to make $10,000, you got to do 667 times $15. Now, who doing that? Unless you're a celebrity. I mean, think about it. Even Michelle Obama, which was one of the top selling books ever, biography, it's not selling 667 copies now, today. When it first started, it did. So what I teach is how can you turn that book into multiple streams, whether it's through coaching, products, services, et cetera, et cetera. So you have to think beyond the book. The book is like a marketing tool. I give books away. I don't sell books. I give them away more than anything because I have a coaching program. But maybe you have a product line, that you want to get out there. Maybe you have a clothing line and you want to work with women who are entrepreneurs who want to be able to get dressed quickly and look real fabulous and fly and look rich. So you write a book about the new rich. And then you talk about one of the chapters of have quality clothing and you say, that's what I do. You see what I'm saying? And so you use that book to market for you when you're out and about. And a book, especially for introverts, because I could be a little bit more introverted in environments where like it's a whole lot of people. I get a little anxiety.
I'm like, what?
I know. And as a speaker,
you like the life of the party.
I am not.
Life of the party.
And it's funny too, because people think I act funny when I get into these environments. Yeah. I am to myself. Like I'm a tech girl. So I will literally be on a laptop.
$40,000 a month networking coffee.
Cause
you got the gift of gab.
No, I have the gift of sell. I know how to sell. I'm a beast. You get me on the mic. You get me on the mic on the stage.
Yeah.
Oh, I can sell. And so, by the way, some of the best speakers in the world are introverts. Wow. Tony Robbins, he's an introvert. People don't even know that.
Nah, I would never thought.
Yeah, he's an introvert. even I had put up a post too of like all these wealthy introverts. So yeah, you don't have to be the extroverts. Wow. They're needed because they can come in and light up the room, but the introverts will sit back and observe and watch,
take notes,
and then be able to get on a stage and kill it. Now I know extroverts who are great at speaking too, but yeah.
What's your top 5 books of all time?
Think and Grow Rich is number 1. That was the first personal development book. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Because I was very like blunt. I was told to get the book How to Winning Without Intimidation. I think that's what it is.
How to Win Friends.
But that's another one too. I'm going to say Winning Without Intimidation, I believe is the title. I can't. Oh Lord, I'm about to mess it up because I was very blunt. And then yes, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Yeah. And then the 5th would be A 6-Figure Vision by Taria VISIONAVANT. That's one of my books. Yeah. It's literally one of my favorite books still. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Go ahead. Nothing.
Yeah, I read 3 out of those 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel
read
like
Think and Go Rich, How to Win Friends, How to Win People, and who's one more you said? I can't remember, but it was 3. I read 3 of those. Yeah,
good. 7 Habits of Highly Effective.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. That was those 3 were great books.
Yeah. You know, I find though that with a lot of these books, typically a lot of them are the same stuff.
Yeah.
So you find the one that like that's why Think and Grow Rich is so good because you could really just continue as you grow. Every time you read it, you'll read it differently based on your experiences. So you find a good book that you can really, really like plug into. So I also have some audios that I could recommend. The Strangest Secret, which it's gonna take a minute for you to kick in because his voice is so slow and you'd be like, oh God. But The Strangest Secret was definitely one that I always listen to. That's Earl Nightingale. And then, oh my God, one by Bob Proctor that I can't even think of right now. But just look up Bob Proctor. Anything he do is gonna be good. So
Zig Ziglar.
Yeah. And the Zig Ziglar's.
If you like little soul, Les Brown.
Yes.
I love listening to Les Brown.
Les Brown, you're going to hear, all you need to do is hear one of his talk because it's always the same.
Yeah.
But you can listen to one of his talks. It's going to be the same, but it's so inspiring. Like he's, hands down. I've seen him speak several times, and when he cries, I still cry every time. I'm like, even though I know it's coming up because he's just really good at what he does. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How you feel about Eric Thomas?
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Eric Thomas, let me tell you something about that man. And he is a man of God. You know, he is a husband. I've seen him in person and I see how he is. Eric Thomas, hands down, is probably like when you talk about someone really living that life and really about what they say, he's official. So, like, I love Eric Thomas. He's amazing. And I just love how he honors his wife. I love how he honors marriage. If he knows, like, he don't be hanging with nobody that cheats. I know that because somebody has told me that about him, of how he stopped kicking it with some people. But yeah, he's a dope, and he's of course an incredible speaker too.
What's your top 5 speakers of all time?
Ooh. Now that one I don't even know.
Is there somebody that just has this crazy, like you've been around, that has this crazy charisma?
That just kills it every time.
Yeah. Some people that just go up on stage.
Shut it down.
I like Eric Thomas. For sure.
Yeah, Eric Thomas is definitely dope. I mean, he's a part of my morning ritual. Like when I listen to some of these morning meetups, I wish there were more women. I mean, Lisa Nichols is amazing as well, but Lisa, her personality is not more like mine. I'm an aggressive speaker.
Her story is great though.
Her story is incredible. Yeah, and then she's just come back and gotten married and all type of stuff at an older age. So to me, it's very inspiring. But like, I need a woman that's gonna be like, get on, like an Eric Thomas version, because that's me. That's my personality. But I love Lisa Nichols too. But yeah, I think as far as like personality wise, Eric Thomas is probably one of my favorite. But I listen to a lot of more educators too. So like y'all know, like I told you, I'm a little bit nerdy. So like I will plug into like a lot of webinars to learn how to use softwares and stuff like that. So I can give you Myron Golden.
Myron Golden.
If you have never heard of Myron was actually one of my very first coaches. Myron Golden.
In the
industry of network marketing. Yes.
How much?
That time, that's 2009. I paid $10,000 to be in this program.
Today, you got in early.
Yeah, today is like 55, starting at 55K. Yeah.
Wow.
So, David Imonitier, who's also he's a networker. He's also a very dynamic speaker.
He's in Houston.
Yep,
right?
he's here in Houston. And then, I mean, I know a lot of people from the network marketing space, but I also don't know a lot of people from the network marketing. Like I did network marketing for maybe 4 or 5 years. Many networkers that have earned that type of income, they've been in forever. So I plugged into people, outside of it as well.
Y'all got any more questions?
Yeah. What do you, other than this network marketing, what else do you like to do in your free time? I know you're a gadget.
I don't do network marketing.
Sorry, you don't do.
Not no more. I'm a full-time coach.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
What else do you like to do
in my spare time?
Do you have other investments or anything crazy?
Like business.
Business or just investments or anything?
I don't, nothing that's major, like just minimally in stocks. I have invested into a whole life type of insurance policy that allows me to add. I don't know what somebody help me with that. It gives me a certain percentage, but I want to get into some more stuff that are going to allow me to be kind of more of like a private owner. A lot of times people think, when they talk about having multiple businesses, baby, I'm not a believer in having multiple businesses that require you to have to do the work.
You want to be more passive. Like,
yes.
You want to put your money in a deal and then have some people have an operator.
Exactly. So the first goal is to get this company to $1 million in revenue in 12 months.
Wow.
And so once we get it to $1 million, which is projected next year, so we'll be there. Then once we get into that space and I have a staff that can kind of like run that, then I'm looking to do some investments internationally. Well, the U.S. about to go.
I was going to ask you, what do you think about the economy? Because of, I think they might keep it up since the elections next year. And then after that, how
that's what it always happens. That's what always happens too. As soon as someone gets it. So we have literally from now until the elections to do what we need to do, whether it's downsize, and Walmart, shoot. I saw somebody talking about Walmart got them little small houses for $5,000.
Yeah, I saw that.
What? I'm like, well, where are you supposed to put it? I mean, can I
put it in my backyard?
I know where you put it, right?
Yeah.
But so but with AI, technology, I don't know if y'all have heard Elon Musk talking about how soon nobody will need to work. I don't know what the hell that means.
I've heard people that they're going to start handing out like UBI, which is universal basic income, and people are going to be hooked to virtual reality.
But isn't that scary?
I think it's crazy. I'm not trying to, I think, if, like they say, if you don't have plans, somebody else has plans for you. You know what I'm saying? So
that's why I'm just like, okay. So I don't know.
Try to make yourself. I say try to make yourself unreplaceable. Like
but it even gets more difficult too.
You're right.
It gets difficult because literally with the advancements of what goes on. I created a video the other day, a commercial that has my voice on it, and my voice, it sounds so good. It sounds just like me. I didn't do the one because they have them now where you can have your whole face on there and moving and stuff. Yeah. But I did a commercial and I sent it to my clients. I was like, I used AI to do it. They was like, oh my God, this is so good. And it took me 10 minutes to do.
Wow.
Normally something like that would have took us like hours to complete. You got to shoot it. You got to get all the footage for the videos. You got to edit it, everything. And so when I think about becoming irreplaceable, it's difficult when they're creating technology that can do it so much more faster.
They have a whole Drake track AI created.
Yeah,
sounds
that's
just
crazy
like Drake
to me.
with better lyrics.
Did y'all see the video they posted like on the Shade Room too, like with Jay-Z dancing, and while it's trying to be funny, I was like, first of all, I know Jay-Z like, why y'all got me looking like this? But number two, if that was generated with AI today, imagine what it'll be like 5 years from now. You don't need actors. So while y'all going on strike, we over here about to work something out. Anchors. We don't even need you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
You're right.
I'm a technology girl and I love it, but I'm also quite nervous. And I feel like also with these wars that are taking place, it's a lot. It's a lot. So we're going to go into an age where trying to impress people is not going to be as relevant as surviving. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
We got to survive. Forget me trying to prove to you that I'm this and that by what I have and drive and wear and stuff. I have staff. I'm trying to make sure my staff can stay afloat. I have a business. I have a vision for my future. And so that's where, and like you said, trying to figure out ways to make it so that you are valuable. Mm-hmm. It's y'all, we got to climb. For real.
That's true. So another question. Are you a conspiracy theorist? I mean, I kind of am, but you're saying all the things that I'd be like, okay, yeah. I was like, oh, I'm kind of thinking the same way you thinking.
You know, I'm
like
not
somebody's pulling the strings, like they want this to happen.
There are certain things that I do believe, but I don't. What I try not to do is get so caught up in it that it affects
the rabbit hole
activity. Yeah, the rabbit hole.
I got friends that are just
that's all they talk about.
You know that we came from aliens. I'm like,
you know that jab gonna do this and do that. And listen, I don't debate with it because I didn't take the shot.
Yeah.
And I don't get into debates about all of that. All I know is I do have certain beliefs. I do believe that a lot of the stuff that takes place in our world is controlled. I believe that depressions and recessions are created by the government.
There you go.
I do. Listen, when we went through that downturn years ago, think about it. And a lot of people don't even talk about this. If you was watching the news, they would say stuff like, well, this year, a lot of people are going to spend less money for Christmas. But how do y'all know that? Like, how do y'all know that this is the year where everybody going to spend less for Christmas? But that has a train effect. Because if people are watching media, because, you know, some people, they live and die by CNN and ABC.
My parents, that's always on the TV.
You know what they said on the news? No, I don't. Yeah. I don't know.
We ain't getting... We're going to a dollar store this Christmas.
Right. Yeah. And so now people spend less. Okay, people spend less, millions, billions. Mm-hmm. Okay, who gets affected? People with the jobs. Now the people with the jobs, who gets affected? They rent and they mortgages. And I just feel like a lot of that stuff
self-fulfilling
is control. And then how is it that everything always tends to happen like 10 years? Every 10 years, it's a cycle. Yeah. Like, I don't know. So I try not to get to, because I know I would
it can stop you. I've even been like that. Like with Mario, he's like, when you go get this house? I'm like, man, this is going to be a down cycle. Never 14 years with real estate just going up. 14 years. Usually it's 7-year cycles. Like what you were saying, like everything cycles, right? Mm-hmm. Never happened.
Never.
So you just put on your fingers. So you got to make yourself do something, you know, because if not, you're going to be on the sideline losing money.
You sure are. Look, in the time where they called it the recession, people became wealthy too.
Exactly. Yep.
Extremely wealthy.
Yep.
And then you got people, you're younger, so I don't know what your age is, but shoot, these 20-year-olds are killing the game. I mean, making money just streaming online all day long.
YouTube.
They said they got one of them streamers is on the brink of one of these streamers becoming a billionaire.
Kai Cenat.
Now, is he? I know he making multiple millions.
He's getting there. They said he should be a billionaire status like real soon.
That's crazy.
I think that's a conspiracy. I told you about it. I think that no, because it doesn't make sense. They're trying to turn America into entertainers while China's got engineers. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. You think about all the people that used to build things, and now they're just like, nah, I just want to entertain.
I just want to get online.
Like smart people.
That's where the money's at, though.
Where I know, but it's on purpose. They're pushing everybody towards entertainment, and then one day when China takes over, all we're gonna offer is.
The funny thing is, I feel like China has the ability to do that now.
I feel like they do too, but they won't let their TikTok is different from our TikTok. Why is that? Even the one of the CEOs of TikToks was like, I don't let my kids watch that.
But now, have you been on TikTok at night?
No.
Because in them Asian countries, they be doing the weirdest stuff on there. So like them people be watching, like they'll be having somewhere they're just like filling up a water ball, like a balloon, and people every time you give more points or whatever, they keep pushing it until it. Then these be people overseas, or they got the ones where they be pushing it. Because I be like, I really sometimes get like, I cannot believe people are sitting here watching and paying for this, where they have the oysters and they get the pearls out. They don't be in the U.S. These people do not. Or the people that be missing limbs and they just be on live watching and looking real crazy.
Or they're sleeping in their hut.
Yeah, just in the hut. Like, please. So, I don't know.
You're trying to poop on my theory.
No, I'm just saying, I feel like they trying to make the world
everything
into
around it.
They're dumbing us down.
Oh, okay,
the Asian chick that be eating all that weird stuff that's moving.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be crazy, dude.
Yo, No, they're making. I feel like they're trying to dumb down the whole.
Well, they're like, so you can't figure out what we're doing. You're gonna be entertained by this foolishness, you know.
Well, I mean, I can see something like that. I mean, because how many of y'all really saw that interview with Elon? Really be telling people stuff.
He tell you what.
But if you're not paying attention, you missing everything he telling you. Like he don't care. And they did have a live with him that happened like a few months ago. But if you've ever listened to him talk, he kind of talk like Kanye. It's all over the place.
Oh yeah, scatterbrain.
It's very much.
Isn't he autistic or something?
Is he?
He has a
I thought he had
the word for
learning.
It's
don't tell me he has
really?
burgers.
No. He has I forgot what he got, but it's not. It's a form of autism. It's a
really?
Yeah,
okay.
I can see that
because he's not a really good speaker, but he does a lot of stuttering.
And I was like, how are people following
him?
He's
an introvert. He's an introvert.
No, he's definitely an introvert.
Yeah.
But it was like he had like a round table and people were like asking him questions, and I was just like, I was having a difficult time following, but if you paid attention, he was like literally dropping some gems, like gems of like you need to be paying attention to what I'm saying. But because again, he's all over the place. Like I think Kanye's a little bit a genius too. But he's scatterbrained, and I feel like because he didn't always have a chance to speak, when he tries to say it, it's like he's trying to say everything all at once, and it comes out wrong. Yeah.
Kanye or Elon? Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like that is like when you're a genius. Sometimes some of these people are just all over the place. Got too many thoughts coming in.
So many thoughts. So, and I can relate to that because I can sometimes be. Not that I'm a genius, but I can relate to
you're talking to somebody like verbal diarrhea, just saying everything. Like,
I could be all over the place.
Yeah.
Because you finally get a chance to verbalize some of the stuff you're thinking, and it's like everything scatters out. So I sometimes understand when I see someone who does that. I get it. Mm-hmm. And introverts can be that way because a lot of times introverts don't always speak up until they get on the stage. So for me, like when I get on the stage, I have to be structured in my talk. Otherwise, I be done over here talking about something don't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about because I'm literally.
You seem pretty organized. I don't know. He asked you 5 things. That's why I was like, did you ask her that before?
No,
you came up with them really quick.
Because I know what I do.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I've done it for so long, so it's not me making up. Like you could have probably asked me 10, and I could have gave you 10. So it's something that I really know how to do. But if you would have asked me something maybe that I'm kind of dabbling in, I would have probably been all over the place. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So structure, and that's in any kind of speaker though. Being prepared is all about that's what creates that structured way of talking when you know exactly what you're doing and what you're talking about.
Were you like hella nervous that first time you got up on stage, or were you like just excited to be there? This is my chance.
No, I get nervous all the time.
Really?
Yeah, even like getting up here, I was a little nervous. These lights can be sometimes, like you like woo. Okay, y'all got a whole little situation, right? So no, I get nervous all the time, but funny. I don't allow my nerves to control my actions.
There you go.
And then I just make a decision to be myself. Now that's another thing. Let me tell you something though. In network marketing, I was not myself. I was so square acting. Like I would try to dress in ways because there was a lot of men in my company that were married. So I would dress in ways so I wouldn't show too much of my figure. I was looking real corny, and I would try to talk real proper and stuff, but that's not how I am. So I love being a coach because I can be myself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna put on for nobody. I'd rather
people can sense it sometimes.
They can.
Too. Like some people can fake it, but some people can like. I tried to do it one time and it didn't work for me.
It didn't work.
It didn't work for me. I was like, I'm gonna keep it 100% real. So.
Have you ever felt like compelled to code change, like in any of your jobs?
Oh man! So the whole what they call it, the code switch or whatever. Yeah. Okay. I've had people tell me that I need to. You should code. When you get in certain environments, you can't be talking like that, and I don't like it because other nationalities don't code switch. Do they?
No.
They get up there and talk how they want to talk. I mean, Grant Cardone, do he code switch when he get on the stage? No. Do Gary Vaynerchuk code switch when he get on the stage? No. So why we got to do it?
I'll say this: Cardone, he changed. He used to be suited and booted, and now he's hoodie and.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation because he definitely
Yeah.
We know he. I already say he's trying to attract.
I know.
The urban community.
Correct.
But for most people that are in the urban community, looking at him act like that is not what they're attracted to. They want the person that seems to be the square.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, unfortunately, in our community, that's what we do. Yeah. We think white is right sometimes. Yeah. So for him to do that, he didn't need to do all that. He could have just been himself. Correct. If that's really what his personality.
I don't like that. Like, even when Hillary Clinton went to the hood and she started trying to, that was like the worst.
She tried to code switch. Yeah,
that was the worst.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I think
she had like hot sauce in her bag.
Yeah, like, I think AOC, or I don't know if y'all know who that is. She tried to do that too, and I was just like, "Come on, man."
Yeah, nah. I don't know. I just don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. Now, that's if I had a job, then maybe I would have to, but nah, I'm not going.
I think it's more like when you're trying to prove yourself to people and stuff like that. So
you act a certain way. Yeah. Will we call that code switching, or will we call that just being fugazi? I don't know, because I
think it's more code switching.
It's code switching because I mean I see people still talk the way faking it.
Yeah, but I think you're doing it to make some money. You're not doing it because you don't want to be yourself. You're doing it because you're trying to.
But is that a?
I think it's comfort.
So, but are you letting money rule you? I don't know. Is that a happy way to? I don't know. For some people though, they don't mind it. It's like acting, I guess. Mm-hmm. But for me, I just always made a decision because if you meet me out in the streets, I don't ever want to have to quickly switch up.
Well, let me ask you one more question. Like, people tell me I'm nonchalant, right? Mm-hmm. So for people that are nonchalant like me and they go to their job and they act like they care. Like, I couldn't act like I cared about the job that I didn't care about, so they would complain that I was nonchalant. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like them not acting nonchalant, which is themselves, do you feel like they're code switching? Is that a form of code switching? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely feel it. But on a job is different because that's somebody that employs you, so you got to kind of stick to what they want you to do.
Okay. I've seen people complain about that.
Literally, but I wish that it wasn't that way.
Yeah.
And nonchalant don't mean that you can't still do the job. Yeah. Now, if you're called to be on the phones with people or something like that, that's different. But if your job don't require you, what do it matter if you're nonchalant or not? You know what I'm saying?
They were saying I wasn't professional enough because I act like I didn't care because I was nonchalant. It was like I was too cool for school.
I mean, that's because you're a Walmart greeter.
Yeah, I was at Walmart.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm
kidding.
I'm manager.
I'm just kidding. Because you were a manager.
Oh, you was a manager.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, you know, your job is to talk to people.
But I mean, I feel like.
At Walmart, I feel like there is that expectation. Like, I feel like when you go down the aisle, you see somebody at Kroger's packing the shelves, and then they're like, "Excuse me, sir," and they're all dressed. They probably make 6 figures, but they're super, super kind. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to have
kind is different.
Yeah,
I don't think
kindness is different.
Yeah, kindness ain't code switching. That's just who you are.
Yeah,
because I'm like that. I mean, again, I can be introverted, but like if I go to the store and someone's like, "Hey, how you doing today?" I'm doing amazing. How are you? Because I always say amazing because that person may not be used to hearing it, and it's contagious. Like energy is contagious. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, like, you know, that to me is very like it's a positive thing, but it don't mean that I'm finna sit here and have a whole long conversation with you. You know what I mean? So kindness is one thing. But I don't know. I think it's also just learning how to teach people how to understand you. So being willing to being open, like if you say, it's not that I'm nonchalant, it's just that certain things to me are not as important as it may deem to you. But if that ever if it rubs you the wrong way, please don't ever have a problem with letting me know. And I'll let you know if I'm really feeling a certain way. Because that's sometimes what I think. And I think a lot of times relationships, whether it be through business, career, they get broken up because people don't know how to communicate. So that's a difference. Like communicating, okay, what you just said to me, I need to know, does that mean you don't care? Or is it just, that's just how you are? Oh, no, I do care. Mm-hmm. It's just, to me, it's not as big or as major and important as you may think it is. But it is, I care.
I really didn't care, though. I really didn't.
Oh, yeah. Then that probably wasn't the job for you.
Exactly.
It wasn't. That was
and
my
that's
last
why you don't
job.
do it no more, right?
That was my last job.
Okay, I was gonna say that wasn't the job. So, and listen, that's why there's different personalities.
Yeah.
Some people are great at being employees and working for someone. And I also do not make people feel bad about having a job. When I was in network marketing, I did though. I had to ask God for forgiveness because to be gainfully employed for somebody that loves their job it is a blessing. To be an entrepreneur out here, like you kill what you eat or you eat what you kill. That ain't easy all the time.
Nah.
So I don't wish entrepreneurship on everyone, because for some people that's not their move. So if you are the pleasant personality and you love serving and working with people, then that's okay. It's a blessing. But if you like, I don't really like talking to people all the time, then get you a business or get you something that will allow your personality type to flourish. You know?
Okay. Anybody got any more questions?
I see you got loyalty tattooed right there.
Yeah.
You got any other tattoos?
I'm tatted.
You're tatted?
Yeah, my whole back is tatted.
Really? What you got?
Everything. I don't know. I have like an eagle, elephant.
Yeah.
My mom was a Sagittarius, so I have the Sagittarius sign. I've got the big Ankh. So this right here, this necklace is on my back. Like my whole back is attached.
And you got loyalty right there. What was that?
My sister got it done. And my sister, she's not my blood sister, but we've been friends since high school, middle school. So forever. And so she got it, and she's probably one of the most loyal people. So I did it. It needed to be redone again, but I did it because you don't always get people like her. And I just wanted to show her how loyal I was to her, because she's just, you know.
Oh, that's nice.
Loyalty today, honey.
Oh,
that is hard to come by. It's difficult.
It is.
People will trade you in for 1,000 followers.
No, for real.
For real, yo. I'm telling you.
Man.
So, yeah, loyalty.
I feel like this time has gone by quick with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You got any more questions?
I'm done.
You don't have those closeout questions or anything?
I'm leaving right there because
Okay.
we a little bit over hours.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Well,
All
thanks
right.
for coming.
Thank you.
You
Yeah.
want to tell them where to find you at?
Yes. So for anybody who is, I don't know where I'm staring, but anybody who is a speaker or a coach and you want to learn how to leverage your book, I have a free masterclass. You just go to 10kbook.com and just go there, and that will get you all of my details, my contacts, websites, Instagram, whatever the social medias. I'm on them all of them. So just go to 10kbook.com. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely, y'all. Thank you.